Welcome everyone to the very first home game of the 2025-26 season for the Kingston Wranglers. I'm the voice of the Kingston Wranglers, Bill Newman. I'll be with you all season long with the play-by-play. Currently the Kingston Wranglers are 0-2 in the season as we're just getting underway here in the Hawkesbury Center, or as we affectionately call it, the Ranch. With me on the camera again this year is Randy Steadyhand, cameraman. As we're just waiting for the Kingston Wranglers to come out. Couple of new faces here for the Wranglers this year, and a couple of other familiar faces that we're going to see. One of the biggest news is that David Duggan, last year's kind of leader, he was named captain. We had a chance to sit down with David Duggan before the game to talk about him being appointed the captain.
I'm here with the newly appointed captain for the Kingston Wranglers, David Duggan. You're back for your second year.
Yep.
Named captain this year. Congratulations for that.
Much.
What are you hoping to teach some of the newer players this year joining the Kingston Wranglers?
Yeah, so with some of the boys that we have this year, we got a couple new guys, hoping to create a tight community. Some of the guys last year, or that
So thank you to David Duggan just prior to getting started here, as we're now approaching O Canada, and we'll be back just after the national anthem. All right, folks, we're getting ready to get started here. Starting goal for Hawkesbury Knights is Javanis, and down at the far end, a very familiar face, Austin Neal, grabbing the pipes and taking over this year. Thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, this is going to be a taped game as we had some issues here at the rink this morning. We weren't quite sure what's going on here. They tried their very best to get us going. Top line starting off for your Kingston Wranglers, Matthew Sauve, Lance Brown, and Hayden Rivette. On the point, Grimbleby and Dershire. Face off won by the Wranglers and shot in deep. That was Lance Brown that shot that in, as Hawkesbury now controls in behind the net. Lance Brown in, net's off right now, no call. Net's off by at least a foot. Referee's trying to get over, he cannot. He's going to blow the whistle and stop play at 19:40 of the first period. Again, thank you so much for joining us again this year. We're on a new platform, so this is Black Bear. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't want to get technical on you here, but we had a port issue. The staff at Black Bear did their absolute very best to get us back online. Face-off won by Hawkesbury, kicked out now, slapped back down by Dershire. Here come the Knights. They're on the outside looking for the inlet pass. They can't. Now back to the point now, long shot. And picked up. This is Hayden Rivette. He's going to put this across the ice. He goes for a change. As Brown and Sauve both tried to push this one through. Knocked down and kept in by Payne. That's Jackson Payne. As the top line now goes for the full change. Now our captain David Duggan's on the ice with Emmett Guest. As the Knights try to find their way out, they do. They're going to one-touch this one in. Forced over, change over by Payne. He's going to go on the half board to Guest now. Guest is going to carry this up through the neutral zone, put this off to David Duggan. That's your captain. Long shot up over the shoulder of Javanis into the corner. On the half board now, controlled by the Knights. As Duggan tried to get through there, he cannot. Comes back to the point. This is Austin Rose now backing up, goes to the far side. Our first look at Robidoux. As it's shot all the way across the ice by Rose. No icing, it will not make it. Ash pressure put on by David Duggan. David Duggan throws a hit in behind the net now, controlled by the Knights on the half side. This is Martineau now through Burns. Burns dumps this one into the outside and kicked out of play off the stick of Rose. Wranglers going with 5 defensemen tonight. Grimbleby, Rose, Dershire, Robidoux, and Staton. Face off now. This is our first look at Ryan Miracle. Face off won by Miracle, but controlled by the Knights. Shot in deep. Grimbleby knocks this one down as it goes in behind. Knights control on the outside now. Doolin and Sabre out there now. Outside off the blocker of Neal. Nice save. 18 minutes remaining in the first period. Have a small change on the camera angle this year. The city of Kingston put up black mesh, unfortunately, right in our sight line. And no matter what we did, cameras seem to zoom in on. So we're trying a different angle. We're going to work on our camera angle for you, but we want to get going on the first day anyways. Puck dumped all the way in by the Knights. Stopped by Neal behind the net now. This is Staton now. He's going to control this one. As they try to push through. Staton pushed his man off. Back to the point now. Gerard, long shot, tipped to the right-hand side of Neal. Grimbleby slaps this one out to the red line now. And pushed forward by Miracle now. Battle at the blue line, won by the Knights, and they pushed it up. Grimbleby steps in, now dumps this in. Now it's a two-man foot race. Miracle now gives chase. On the half board, he's supported by Sabre. Hard hit along the wall, kicked out by the Knights. Now here they come. Odd man rush, 2-on-3. As they're pushed to the outside by Dershire. Tried to find it, broken up, and now controlled. Now flicked out. This is going to be icing possibly. And yes, icing. Again, one of the rules here in the USPHL, no change on the icing. Referee in the lines in both there to make sure everybody stays out. So Doolin, Miracle, and Sabre stuck out there. Face off to the right-hand side of Neal. Cryer's in for the draw for the Knights. We recognized him from last year. Face-off slapped off the glass and kept in at the line by the Knights. As Doolin was unable to get control of this, now slapped around the outside. It's Dershire, long pass off the foot of Kata. Here he comes on the outside now, left-hand side, looks for the inline pass. They can't into the zone, broken up. Lance Brown broke that one up on the hash board now. He's given support by Dershire. They battle on the half board now. Oh, a little feistiness there. Sav and him both battle out of the neutral zone. Nobody touches that one now. Hayden Rivette almost had that one as he dumps it back in. And controlled now by Logan Grimbleby. He was here last year. Feisty defenseman now. He's going to dump this one all the way across the ice to Matusov. He's going to walk in now. He's going to have a quick shot off the blocker of Javanis into the corner now and controlled. Nice low shot on the net by Lance Brown and now controlled by the Knights in behind. 15:46 remaining of the first period. And then come the Knights now 3-on-4 as they push it around to the outside now. That's Rivette now pushing his man to the outside as the Knights work it down low. They're trying to find their way out. They do long shot, misses. Not even through the crease there. As there's a small whack in here behind the play as Burns whacks Rivette on the shin pad. Full change by the Wranglers on that one. Payne Duggan and Emmett Guess on the ice now. As the puck goes around the outside, Emmett Guess now gives chase on the half board. Nice try to get this one out. They can't. Emmett Guess controls on the half board. He's going to dump this one around. Lots of time for Rubidoux to pick this one up now. Long pass, one touch tip. It's going to be delayed offside. And they touch it. David Duggan touched that one intentionally. And of course, another rule. Puck goes all the way down on the intentional offside. 15:03. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on the platform on this taped game. Hopefully our next game will be live. Again, there's just a lot of technical stuff on their first year. Going with a new provider. Face off, won by the Knights. Back to the long shot up over the net, and it's to the side now. As they try to work this one out, Payne now gets it out. Now this is Emmett Guess now, one-on-one. He steps around his man, walks in and easily shot, handled by Javanis. Knights now turn around, they come back out. But the Wranglers are back with numbers. Something they wanted to work on this year was getting back and support, and they're able to do that quickly. This is now Emmett Guess now tries to get this one out. Long pass across, picked off by the Knights. They turn and come back in. Again, lots of support now for the Knights on the defensive end. Shots are noticeably lower than they were last year for the Wranglers. As now the Wranglers come out, this is 2-on-2. They work around the outside. This is Duggan, your captain. He pushes around to the outside. Still in his backhand, tries to find Guess out front, can't. One touch pass now off the foot of the referee. As Duggan now on the far side, kind of tangles up with his player. As the Knights high go through the middle, it's broken up by David Duggan on the half board. Knights defenseman Gerard picks it up. He's going to long dump this one off a leg now. Picked up in the half slot by the Knights now, kicked to the side. That was Stat there to push that one to the corner and broken up again, but kept in at the line by Gerard. They try to push this one into the zone. They can't get it. Again, lots of support back for the Wranglers, which is great to see. Long shot off the blocker of Neal as he kicks that one off the left-hand side. 13:30 off the foot, and out come the Wranglers. This is Sabre now, works around the outside. Tries to cut inside. He's pulled down, no call on that one, but he gets up the puck and keeps it on there. New face here for us, the Steven Sabre. Long tip, just slightly missed by Lance Brown. As Grimbleby comes in, that was Staten that came in, long, slow shot, and Javons is going to grab that one and hang on to it at 13:14 of the first period. Both teams now going for the change as the top line now comes out for the Wranglers. Sav, Brown, and Rivette now on the ice. On the point is Rose and Rubidoux. Face-off pushed through by Lance Brown. They get a little weak shot on there and kicked off to the right. This is Rivette now, battles into the corner, tries to put it out, and they can't control and goes down. That was Rose that missed that one. This is going to be icing as he completely missed that one at 13:02. Face-off now. One of the other unique rules here in the USPHL is the non-offending team on the icing. So in this case, the Wranglers, they get to choose on what side they want the face-off. Lance Brown chooses for the right-hand facing for Javonis now face off one, long shot in. He mishandles that one as they tried to battle, couldn't clean that one up. As Javonis had a hard time handling that little wrister from the shot from Dershire. Controlled now by Lance Brown. He's looking for the outlet pass. Now it's touched again. This will be icing. No, it touched Neal. Neal's going to come out and play this one. He kicks it off into the corner for Rose as they work this one around. Now won by the Knights. They try to put this one out. Centerman Lance Brown is back. Again, like we talked about, they worked on this in the offseason. The Wranglers giving secondary support. Lance Brown now dances through the neutral zone. He's got both guys with him. Off dish. Long shot by Rivette right on net. And knocked off to the side. Now Lance Brown controls in behind the net. Tries to go up front. He can't. Grimbleby almost kept that one in. This is Logan Grimbleby again. He was here last year. Puts it over to his defense partner looking for the outlet pass. Guest just missed that one but stays with it. Now here comes Grimbleby. Long pass in. Gravanis is going to hang on to this one. No, he's going to try and play this one. Doesn't get it off in time. 12:03. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast. It's so great to be back with the Wranglers. Randy's looking at me right now. He's having a great time. He's so happy to be back this year as well. We will be working on the mesh situation here as now the Wranglers step in. Still Lance Brown steps in on this one. No, that's David Duggan, sorry. He's going to win this draw, push it through, quick battle, and they can't handle this one. This is Payne, Duggan, and Guest out there now, the second line. It's offside, delayed by the Knights. And now controlled by the Wranglers. They're going to put this one down. David Duggan tries to get this one through. He can't. Push back now to, that's Bedard. They try to move this one up. They can't. Grimbleby's going to handle this one right around the middle of the ice, right to Duggan. He gets knocked off the puck. But again, secondary support, like we talked about. Payne dumps this one in and now controlled by the Knights. Grimbleby stepped up for the big hit on that one. Sorry, that was Rubador. But again, support for the Wranglers back as they keep the Knights to the outside. Drop pass in and picked up. Knights still control, working around the outside. 11-17 of the first period to try to keep this one going. Back to the point. Looking for the long wrist pass. Neal's going to handle that all day long as he reaches out now. Everybody backed off, so no whistle. They're going to keep this one going as he throws it out to Rubador now. Long pass to Guest, didn't quite make it through. Now the Knights re-wrangled back up. Off the ice, this is now Guest missing that one as they battle into the neutral zone. Now turned over again by the Wranglers. They put this one across. Nice little twirl move by Sabre. Now he's got Guest with him. Long shot, blocker save by Javonis as they work it low. Sabre misses that one to the left or the right. And in comes Ryan Miracle now. He gives chase in behind the net, stays on his man. Causes the turnover almost. As this is great to see from the Wranglers as they're battling hard, both on these teams here. This is going to be almost a late offside. Nice heads-up move by the winger for the Knights as they saw this going offside and they couldn't. Great speed footwork by the Wranglers here as they force it to the outside now. As Staten now tries to get this one out. He can on the half board now. Now battle. Now he flicks it out. Wranglers are going for a change. That icing will be waved off, no problem. Now the next line comes out. This is the top line. Sal, Brown, and Rivette. They work it around the outside now. They force that one through, and they do, into the corner. This is Rose going in. He's going to hammer this one around off the back of the net. Grimbleby's going to handle this one. No, it's Staten, sorry, and flicks that one out. Now it's a foot race. Delayed icing coming up, and they do call the icing. 9:44 of the first period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Wrangler Hockey, live from the ranch in Kingston, Ontario, Canada. As a face-off to the left-hand side of Neal. This is Lance Brown stepping in. Knights win the draw, back to the point. Nice battle through by Sav as he tries to get control of this one. Should have been offside. They didn't call it. Here come the Wranglers. They're going to dump this one in. Now it's a foot race going in deep. This is Sav. Now picked up by Rivette. He misses the assignment on that one. Kept in at the line. But now the Knights carry this one out. 3-on-3. As Lance Brown drops his man on the blue line. Quick shot up over the left-hand shoulder. Oh, that's a massive hit in the side. He is still down. We got a player down way behind the play. That's Staten on the ice, Mackenzie Staten. He's down from that monster hit. As Wranglers have to get control of this puck for the whistle to go. They finally blow it, as that was a massive, massive hit. Sorry, folks, we're trying to get the replay going. We have a new feature with the replay. It just didn't quite catch for some unknown reason. We did clip out that hit on the far side to Mackenzie Stanton, but it didn't come up. We'll work on that during the intermission show. Again, I apologize for that. As face-off now, another icing, 8:47 remaining of the first period. Face-off to the left-hand side. As Bedard now shoots it, knocked down by the Wranglers. Now it's going to be controlled. This is Payne. Cross ice off the foot of Emmett Guest now. They try to get that one in the feet of Emmett Guest. And David Duggan, now your captain, gives chase. Knights working around the outside now. Here they come, 3-on-2. They're going to dump this one in. Now it's a foot race. Grimbleby now goes in behind the net now. He's 2-on-1. He pushes all the way through. That's what we like to see from Grimbleby. He's going to battle all the way through. Now controlled. This is Burns going from D to D for Hawkesbury. Back to Burns. He's looking for the outlet pass. Double picked off there. It went off about 13 sticks. This is now Doolin out there. Doolin, Miracle out there. David Duncan still out there. They're going to look for the change for Sabre for him to come out on this line. Slapped away off a stick that shouldn't be icing, but it is. As it clearly went off a Hawkesbury stick there and all the way down. .750-0-0 deadlock tie here. As you're joining us here on Wrangler Hockey. Face off the left-hand side. Face off won by the Wranglers. Controlled by the Knights. They put it across, but knocked down by David Duggan. He tries to get this one out, and he does. Wranglers now get this one out, but again, Hawkesbury's going to control this one on the half board. They push it on the outside, and they keep this one going. Huge battle there. That's Sabre now battling his man on the outside. Now here come the Hawks. Long shot up off the glove, went through the glove, but over the net of Neal. Neal standing his ground really hard on this one. As again, they tried to walk out, tried to go top shelf there. Neal closed that one off, kind of shaking his shoulder there a little bit. Another shot. Neal comes out, cuts the angle off at 7 minutes. Wranglers, now they flick this out. Now it's a foot race. Wranglers going to win this foot race. Now they work to the outside. As they were unable to cut that angle off. That was Doolin now. Knights come back 4-on-3. They work around the outside, steps on his man, bang, off the blocker of Neal and out of play at 6:50. Austin Neal last year. Outstanding goalie last year, split with Ari Pentascolis. Ari, of course, has moved on to other things as well, but Neal came back playing that he has the lead spot right now. Face off. Won and controlled by the Knights. They battle in the back of their own corner. Nice hit as Rivette pushed through his man. And down come the Wranglers. They're going to work this around the outside. This is Sav. They try to work it on the inside. They do. This is Burns controlling. He goes on the half board down. Knights trying to get this one out, and they do. 1-on-3. He's pushed to the outside. Long shot, misses the net. That was Rubidoux that forced him outside. Controlled by the Knights low. Into the slot. Nice block. Again, we talked about it in the offseason there. That was Lance Brown to block that. Support by the Knights, and that's what they're trying for. Neal's going to try and save everything he can see, and that's what the Wranglers worked on throughout the summer and training camp, was keeping the shots to the outside the bubble in front of the crease. And that's what they're working on right now. A lot of shots that came in from Hawkesbury. Again, distant shots. Neal can easily handle those all season long. Face off to the right-hand side of Neal. Face off won by the Wranglers. Shot. Tried to go around the net. They couldn't get it through. Now it's on the far side. This is Payne. Payne works it around. He can't get it out, but controlled by the Knights. Knights now we're going to back this one up into their own zone. This is Bedard. Tries to work this one up, and he does. Hawks work this one low. They work around the outside. Knights still control. 5:30. Knights are able to keep that one in at the line. Also, usually about this time we say hi to Wisconsin, but Wisconsin's actually in the house now. that was another big change that happened in the season. So the support staff for some of the Wranglers are now all here, which is fantastic. Now we have a foot race, as that was Emmett Guest getting knocked off the puck. Possible interference on that one, no call. But a 0-0 game, referee's going to let them play a little bit as the Hawks keep it in. Separate on the outside, long shot. Again, Neal's going to control that one. Hawks stay on top of Neal, puck comes loose. They're going to back this one up. Gerard's going to back up now. Now it's a foot race as the Wranglers go for the change. Third line out there, Sabre, Miracle, and Doolin out there now. Here come the Knights, 2-on-1, long pass across, broken up by the Wranglers. Puck on the half board. This is Gerard keeping it in. They battle around the outside. Here come the Knights now. Again, Wranglers keeping them to the outside, exactly what they wanted. One of the big things, they wanted to keep the shots low, as Austin Neal easily handles that one. It was a main focus in the training camp this year for the Wranglers. Keep everything to the outside and keep the shots low. Top line comes back out. This is Saab, Brown, and Rivette now. Face-off won by Brown. Rubidor gets this one out. Now the Knights. Foot race into the corner, icing waved off. As Rubidor goes into the corner, battles his man. Lance Brown comes back, helps him. Again, the support system we talked about. Now it's a 2-on-1. Here come the Wranglers. They're going to spread out. He's looking for the Rivette. Nice shot off the blocker of Javanis into the corner. Lance Brown supports. Again, they're trying to put it all the way across the ice. Nice play, nice read. Again, Grimbleby tried to put this one in. They can't. Long shot by Rose. Scores! It was tipped out front, it looks like, by Hayden Rivette. And the Wranglers are up 1. Well, we'll work on that during the intermission. I don't know why the instant replay is not working, but they asked about a high stick, and we were trying to switch that over. And, well, let's face it, 1-0 for the Wranglers, as it looked like Rivette tipped that one on a shot. As face-off won by the Wranglers, now controlled in behind the net now. Long dump pass out. This is Emmett Guest now, battles through his man. He takes a whack, no call, as he's hitting the board there again. Emmett Guest, nice hard hit. As that came in, it came in hard. As that was your captain, David Duggan, throwing that big, massive hit. Lots of hits being thrown tonight. That was Stanton standing up on that one. That was Rubidor, sorry. As now the Knights are being bumped around here. They tried the long distance shot in again. Support by the Wranglers. This is Emmett Guest now on the half board. Tries to get this one out. He takes a bump. Buzz gets the puck out. This is Burns now circling. Tries to work it back inside. Grimbleby keeps his man on the outside. They got to stop at the line turnover. Now it's flicked back out. Long dump in. Easily handled by Neal. And now controlled. Long pass up over top. They do control this one. This is Doolin. He tried to get that one over to Miracle. Couldn't. Now on the outside here. Shot missed the net. This is Bedard backing up. This is why this league needs to go to 2 referees. A lot of behind the play stick work right now. As not caught on the camera, there was a massive slash right here in front of us as Ryan Miracle got the stick whacked out of his hand right in front of the bench. Referee on the far side didn't obviously see it. Back referee would have caught that maybe. As the second line comes out, this is Payne, Duggan, and Guest now coming back on the ice. 2 minutes remaining on the first period, 1-0 for the Wranglers. As now they battle through the long shot in. Neal handles that one to the side. And now Guesses. Now it's 2-on-1 again, a little foot race. As he's given support by Payne. Knights control, now they work it back out. 3-on-3, 3-on-4. Again, Wranglers getting back, like we talked about. Forced to the outside now, that was Rose. As they work this one back out. Now Emmett Guest pushes through on the outside. He's handled down. Now we got a penalty call coming up. As the Wranglers will go to the power play at 1:30. And that's what we call here in the building the big PP in the first period. A great opportunity for the Wranglers. Randy, the cameraman, shaking his head. He was very happy with that play. Great hustle by Emmett Guest as he's knocked to the ice. As Miracle steps in on the draw. Grimbleby is fighting the guy. Oh, that was a foot race now. It's all right. Oh, short-handed goal. So that was Grimbleby that kind of bobbled that one at the line, and then unfortunately it was just a 2-on-1. They couldn't catch it. And Sov couldn't catch his man as it is now 1-1. Short-handed goal by the Knights. Delayed icing coming in, waved off. Puck in behind the net. Not sure why that was waved off. Oh, because they're still shorthanded. Well, the Wranglers aren't shorthanded, though. As the Knights now reflash, they're still in the power play. 50 seconds remaining of the first period. Long dump in. Neal kicks it off to the side now. Lance Brown back. He's the forward back on the defense for this power play. Massive battle in the corner. Lance Brown on top of his man as they try to dig this puck out. Referee tells them to get it moving. 33 seconds remaining. Lance Brown hits his man. Now out come the Wranglers. This is Hayden Rivette. Works around the outside. He's going to toe drag this one around. He gets bumped off. He tries to work it. It does. Tip. Oh, just missed on the outside. That was Miracle. As now the Wranglers, again, try to get inside. Now this is Rivette standing on the outside. Hayden Rivette moving himself around. He dumps it back into the one side. This is Sabre. Looks at the slot. They can't get this one. 2 seconds, 1 second. And that is it for the first period. 1-1 after one. As we will go to the intermission show, and we will catch you All right, we're back. I guess we're cutting the intermission show short as the referees want to get going here. As Grimbleby cuts through the middle side, we're still on a power play. Offside pass. We're going back to center. We use all the face-off dots now here in the USPHL. Miracle now out there. Sauve and Rivette as they move this one up through the middle. Now dumped in on the outside now. Now's chasing, 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Wranglers keep it in. They're down at the far end now. We're back to even hockey, 5-on-5. 1-1. Long shot into Javanis' midsection. They tried to work this one out now. Now controlled by the Wranglers. And controlled in deep by Sauve now. Sauve working around the outside now. Looking for the outlet pass. He can't. Puck gets stripped. And here come the Knights. 3-on-2 through the middle. Grimbleby's back. As they try to work around the outside. Rose is also back there. They try to put this one up. Here comes Hayden Rivette. He's going to cut through the neutral zone now. Works around the outside. By himself, 1-on-3. Gets poked, checked away. Wranglers almost caught on a change. 4-on-1, 4-on-3 now. As they work around the outside. Nice hit. That was by Rose. Knocks his man to the outside now. As they try to control this one up. Rivette hits his man hard into the boards, into the slot. Easily saved by Neal. Now come the Wranglers. 3 wide. As this is the captain. David Duggan shoots it on just over the shoulder of Javanis into the corner now. This is Guest now battling on the outside. He takes on 2 Knights as he's hit high there. David Duggan also in there trying to give him a hand as Guest tries to battle this one out into the feet of the referee. Just missed there. They try to work that one out. Knights control with St. Laurent off the leg on the far side. Knights now control. Guess this gets us out. They're going to roll back around. Long shot. Tipped into the corner now. Now controlled. This is Rose. Tries to get this one out. He can't through a whole bunch of feet. Knights couldn't touch this one because there was too many men on the ice. As Guest battles his man into the corner now. Out comes Sabre. He gives chase. He's out there with Duggan and Guest. Knights have to regroup at 17:30. Out come the Knights. Cut through the neutral zone now. They work on the outside now. Grimbleby knocks his guy off. Everybody gets back on site. St. Laurent. St. Laurent tries to walk through. Works the outside. Can't. Again, Wranglers blocking up that shooting zone that we worked so hard on the training camp for. As the Knights keep coming. 17:15 remaining of the first period. 1-1. Long shot up high. Neal knocks that one away. Now it's a foot race in. This is now Doolin. He's going to carry this in, dump it in, tries to get 1-on-1. He's tied back up. As they go in behind now, they change. Miracle's bound out for the Wranglers. They're going to cut through the neutral zone now. Miracle stays on him hard through the middle. Ryan Miracle. And Sabre. They try to get this one up. Now they do. It's onside. Here we go. Doolin. Shot. Javanis head was up. Puck came loose. Still didn't go in at 16:43. What a great play. As the Wranglers now change, they come out. Lance Brown out there. It's not Sauve, it's Sauve. Apologize to everybody there on that name. Sauve now gets knocked down. Grimbleby steps up. Now it's kicked out. This is Rose backing up. No, sorry, that's Stanton. He peels away from his men. As here come the Knights now. 3 out front, knocked in behind the net now. Knights now regroup. Work around the outside now for their long shot. They go on the half board now, try to work it in. Off a foot, kick through the middle, but controlled. Again, Wranglers tangling, trying up that whole neutral zone. Again, Neal easily to reach out and grab that one. As Wranglers change. Out comes the Payne-Duggan-Guest line. On the point, Dershire. And he's joined by Rose. Face off won by the Knights. Long shot. Neal kicks that into the corner. They work it around left to right now. And out come the Wranglers. They work this one out. Guess now one touch pass back. Doesn't find a connection. As they got turned back in. Now the Wranglers are going to back up. They're going to put this one across. This is Dershire now. They try to go on the inside. They can't. Dershire's going to turn this one over. Knights now still control this one. Bouncing puck. No one can seem to get control as it goes in behind the net. Now they're going to slow down. Theo Dershire now is going to slow this one down. Long pass all the way up. One touch guess. Couldn't get this one through as he was trying to find David Duggan cutting back. Now they're going to kick this one out. Now David Duggan now tries to turn this one over. Knights now get it in. Now it's a race into the corner. This is Rose. Rose is trying to get this one out. He can. The half board. Gerard misplays that one and gets all the way out. We're approaching the 5 minutes gone in the first period. 15-15 of the second period. 1-1. And the whistle goes. Face off one by the Wranglers. So they try to clear this one out. This is Grimbleby. Can't quite get this one out all the way back now. Knights are going to regroup. Now it's a turnover. Down come, this is Doolin on the outside. Puck gets taken off his stick. Now it's turnover, but kept it at the line. Long shot by Grimbleby. Javanis has to fight that one into the corner. And it's worked in low. It's on the outside now. As they work around the outside, this is Miracle now. It's a foot race. This is not going to be icing. As Niels has to come out and play this one now. As Sabres got to get back and grab this one. Niels going to reach out, grab this one, hang on to it at 14-23 of the second period. 1-1. Again, thank you so much for joining us here. Unfortunately, on the taped game, as we were unable to get things working today, we will have this for the next game. As face off to the right-hand side of Neil. This is Lance, Souvet, Rivette on the ice now. They're going to battle through the corner zone. They do. Hard battle. They now try to get this one out. Rivette now is going to put this one up. Down comes Souvet. He's on the outside now. Tries to work it inside. Long shot. Oh, just misses. As they get a close up there. That's Staten. Pinches on the line. But again, as we talked about, nice replay and recovery. As everybody gets back for the Wranglers. Now Rivette comes in. Long tip pass up over the glove of Javanis and behind the net. Knights cover on the back line. They go 1-2 back and kept in at the line. They're going to go across ice. Oh, picked off. Now here come the Knights 3-on-2. They're going to try and work this one in. Lance Brown gets back to help them out now. Long shot off a stick and knocked down. As the Knights try to work this one, they do. Nice save by Neil. He read that one all the way. Now we have a penalty coming up. This is going to go against the Wranglers for holding the stick. That's Austin Rose with the penalty. As Knights now get their first opportunity here on the power play. At 13:35. Face off to the right-hand side of Neil. David Duggan stepping in on the draw on this PK. Face off one by the Knights. They work around the outside. Lance Brown and Duggan on the forwards on this one. Dershire's out there with Grimbleby on the point. Puck pounces up, keeps in. Knights now try to work this one low. They try to come off the half board. They don't. Grimbleby takes this man down and battled. Again, Wranglers plugging up that shooting lane in the middle. 30 seconds gone in the penalty. Long shot. Knocked down. Neil had a hard time finding that one. Net is off. They try to stuff this one in. Now control at the Knights, and they finally blow this one off. At 13:02. They're not allowing the Wranglers to change on that as the net was knocked off by the goaltender. Again, one of the rules here in the USPHL. Lance Brown steps in on the draw. Face off won by the Knights, back to the point. They're trying to find their shooting lane. They can't. Nice turnover. This is David Duggan. This is the captain. Oh, puck just gets taken off his stick. He battles hard. This is Lance Brown. He's through. Now it's a foot race. Events has to come out. Lance Brown takes a quick swipe at that one. Couldn't get much on that, as what a great opportunity for the Wranglers. Short-handed, I should add, as Lance Brown and David Duggan both had great chances to get that one through and just can't. Wranglers now box up in their own zone. Trying to keep the shot to the outside. They do. David Duggan able to get the puck away, shoots it all the way down. 50 seconds remaining in the period as Lance Brown, Duggan, and Gribbleby all go for changes. Rubador comes out. He's on the point still. Jershire's still out there. Sauvé's out there with Guess. As the Knights circle back around, back to St. Laurent on the point, tries to go to his partner now. They got to block up that shooting lane. They do. Nice play by Sauvé. As now Sauvé is going down one-on-one now. He doesn't have numbers. He's going to try and figure something out. Long shot. Javonis now has to put that one off to the side. Now it's pinched back in. 17 seconds remaining in the penalty. As Guess keeps it to the outside now. Knights are going to regroup. 10 seconds remaining in the penalty. They're going to take their time coming down. One last advancement on this one. And it's plugged up through. They're going to turn this over. Stanton now going to dump this one down. Should have been the release. It's offside. We're now back to 5-on-5 hockey. Really the only big opportunity was the Wranglers shorthanded on that one. Of course, the Knights have their shorthanded goal that happened in the first period. Wranglers work this one all the way up now. Touchdown controlled by Sabre. He's going to dump this one in. As Doolin's going to battle his man in the corner now. Knights control. They're going to come around the outside now. Down come the Knights. 3-on-3 again. Great get back by the Wranglers as they plug up the shooting zone now. Knights have to stay to the outside. This is going to be a long shot. Tipped up high away from O'Neill. Right, from Neal. As it's battle on the corner now. Rubadon is going to battle his man on the side. On the half board, turnover. And they're going to bang this one directly out. That was Doolin that got this one out. Knights control, long pass. They're going to let this one go. This should be icing. Nope, they waved that one off. As Stanton now tries to get this one out. He's going to long bomb this one out. As David Duggan was screaming for that one now. Here come the Knights with numbers. They're going to toe drag this one off the post. We heard that one all the way up here. Guest now on the change, now gets behind. It's a 2-on-1 now as he's joined by Doolin. Guest to the outside shoots. Oh, Javaz had to knock that one down. Going to be another penalty. Going to be a high stick on the far side. That was kind of a tit for tat on the far side there as Doolin got tangled up with his man. And unfortunately, the stick came down on top of the helmet as the Knights will go back to the power play at 10:07 of the second period. Face off all the way down in the Wranglers zone. Linesman checks. This is Duggan now. Controlled and one. They keep it to the outside now. The Knights taking their time, trying to get inside. Here goes David Duggan. He's got Lance Brown with him. Oh, almost had that in, but unfortunately got knocked away. Here come the Knights back in. They're working around the outside, trying to find their way in. They can't. Wranglers doing a good job keeping everybody to the outside. Again, we talked about that from the training camp this year. Long shot, misses the net. Now the Wranglers box back up. They got to get that shooting lane closed. They do on the outside, hits the side of the net. Neal controls that one as Grimbleby battles his man, works the outside. Duggan now controls that zone. Knights now have to go all the way back to Burns as Burns at the blue line. He's going to shoot. Long shot, tipped away by Neal and kept in and controlled by the Knights. 50 seconds remaining in the penalty. Knights now looking for another long shot. Tipped, knocked away by Neal, no problem. Duggan now races, tries to get the spin out, and he finally does. Brown goes for the change. This is going to be icing call. linesman didn't stop the one change. 37 should have gone off the ice. As Hayden Rivette pleads his case with the linesman that happened. That line change should have not happened, as 37 should be off. Hayden Rivette, the goal scorer tonight for the Kingston Wranglers. He scored his first goal at 16:30 of the first period. That gave the lead. Now the referee and the bench staff having words. At 8:44. Again, the Wranglers are right on this one. That line change shouldn't have happened. Ryan Miracle. Still words having. Weird play. They made the head coach get off the bench. He's been on top of the bench the whole time. Ryan Miracle wins the draw, goes back in. Rivette puts this one in behind the net with 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. 8:38 of the first period still to go. Knights now control behind. Wranglers are going to back up. They're going to regroup. 24 seconds remaining in the penalty. Great forechecking out there by the Wranglers. Going to keep that one deep. That was Ryan Miracle that did a great job there on the one side. Now the Knights bring it in. Wranglers back with numbers. Backhand shot easily handled by Neal as he tried to put that up high off the chest. Nets off again. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. We are back to full strength. Ryan Miracle is going to stay out there with Doolin. Saber. No, that's Rivette on the far side. As Ryan Miracle is going to take the draw on this one. Step in on the draw. Ryan Miracle pushes this one through, but controlled by the Knights. Now shot around the far side. This is Hayden Rivette, hammers his man on the far side. As Giroux's going to take a shot, misses wide. Now Rivette's going to control this one. He's going to push it on the wrong side. Long dump pass in. He gives his guy a whack on the outside now. Hayden Rivette has got a mean streak on him. Rivette's going to change. Guess is now going to come out as he picks up the puck in the neutral zone. Looking for the outlet pass. He finds it. This is David Duggan now, 1-on-2. Tries to go through two men. Almost makes it through. Stick gets tangled up, and Javanos has to grab that at 7:34. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Wrangler Hockey, live from the ranch. First home game. First game got canceled due to a scheduling problem, as David Duggan now going to step in on the draw on this one. Duggan's out there with Guest and Payne. Shot up high, up over top. Now it's a foot race back. Stanton's going to shoot this one out. Sorry, that was Dershire shot that one out. They put it on the outside now. Knights trying to find their way through. They do. One touch pass. They're going to carry this one in. Again, Wranglers back with numbers. Great defensive outing by the Wranglers as they keep this one going. Grimbleby now puts it around the outside, now kept in at the line by the Knights defenseman. Long dump in to the left to right of Neal. They're going to keep this one on the outside now. As Payne now battles his man around the zone. He's checked into the boards. Now they try to get this to the outside. Guest now goes on the half board, now battles into the corner now. They try to get this one, put it in the back. Grimbleby comes in to handle his man. He does. He pushes through. Grimbleby on the half board, tries to flick this one out. Does. Knights don't hold the line. Now they back up. 6:40 remaining of the first. They work around the outside now. Put it on the half board. Oh, Staten just pulled out of that hit there. As now here come the Wranglers again. This is David Duggan. Now it's a foot race. He's going to get through there. Backhand shot up over the blocker of Javanos. As David Duggan showing a flash of speed down through both defense, split them. What a beautiful play. As Neal knocks that one into the corner. Again, Wranglers back. As Duggan and Spadek now get into a small little stick war there. Kept in at the line, now knocked out by the Knights. They got a long dump this in, now go for the change. Wranglers are going to regroup now. This is Dershire behind the net. He's going to look for the outlet pass. Long dump, knocked in by the Knights. It was out, though. Didn't cross the line. This is now Hayden Rivette. He's going to back up. Looks for the outlet pass. He's now finding Grimbleby. Couldn't handle that one. 5:40 remaining of the first period as they work it inside. Knocked down by the Knights. They're going to work this one out. They can't. They're going to dump this one in. Long shot. Neal's going to let this one go behind the net. Icing waved off as Rose bumps his man. Now Lance Brown over to Rivette. Rivette by himself on the far side. Long shot up over the blocker of Javanis now. They on the half board. This is another battle here low. As Suve back, long shot. Hard to handle. That was Stanton that got that one through. Now they battle in behind the net. Knights try to find their way out. They don't. Get great forecheck by Suve. Now the Knights control. 5 minutes even remaining. Long pass out. They can't find it. D backs back up. This is Stanton now. As Rose now comes across to help. Now Stanton's going to control this one. Overturned now. Knights keep it in. And Rose lightly gets this one out as Knights have to tag up now. It's offside. As they couldn't quite all clear the zone at 4:39 remaining of the first period. Face off to the neutral zone right here in front of us. Out to the neutral zone, the left-hand side of Rose. This is Ryan Miracle now stepping in. Face off won by the Knights. Long dump in and behind the net. Neal tries to knock that down. Can't. Grimbleby now goes in the corner to battle. He battles his man on the half side. Pushes it through. He controls. Now knocked down. Doolin almost gets this one out. He can't. Now it's a battle into the corner now. Knights control. They're looking for the outlet pass. And again, knocked away by Robidoux. Neal knocks that one down in the corner now as Ryan Miracle tries to get this one out. And they dump this one now. Now it's a 1-on-2. They turn this back over. Here come the Knights. 2-on-2. Grimbleby steps up. They knock that one off the side. That was Robidoux. Knights now try to regroup again. Turn back over. Miracle's going to hand slap that one down. 5:35 remaining of the second period. As Grimbleby has to battle his man. He gets there first. Tangles his man on the half board. Pushed into the side corner as he hangs on to his man now. Knights try to work this one out. They can't. Rose loses his stick. So that's Robidoux loses his stick. Tries to get it. Looking for the one pass. And Bedard shoots that right into Neal. He was completely set on that play as the Wranglers go for a change. Long pass on the far side by the Knights as Grimbleby steps up. Long shot handled down by Javanis. Wranglers are going to finish their change as the line of Payne, Duggan, and Guest now come out. They work around the outside now, knocked away. Neal's got to find that puck. He does. As Payne's now tangled up with Cry on the far side. Payne started that. Looks like Duggan's in there. Of course he'll be in there. That's the captain. He's feisty. As they tried to push in on the goalie. A little pushing happened on the outside out here too. That was Rose saying hi. Looks like we're going to a power play for the Wranglers. The original slashing call, that will be the slash on Neal. Referee's coming over to explain this. That will be for the original slash on Neal. And then, of course, when he hit him, everybody came in to have a conversation. And, of course, they finally call the call. .305 remaining of the second period. Wranglers on a huge PP on this one. As Miracle steps in on the draw, they win the draw back to the point. This is now Grimbleby, long shot, tipped just wide. That was Rivette again. Again, he is the goal scorer for the Wranglers tonight as they try to work this one around to get across the ice. This is now Suve. He was going to work around the outside. Now he's got Grimbleby back. Grimbleby's open. He's on the point. Lance Brown is the other defenseman. He's the forward playing back. Now Lance Brown has to go back. He has a man on him. He turns it back over. Short-handed. The Knights, very dangerous. Short-handed as they've already scored 1 goal tonight. Short-handed. Controlled by the Wranglers now. They try to get this one out on the power play. They do. Just David Duggan on the far side. Puts it across for Stanton. Stanton now works around the outside. Drops for Guest. Doesn't get all the way back. As Sabre tries to put this one back, he's in the corner. He's hit hard. Knights take a swing at this one. They do get it. Now it's shot all the way down. Now it's a foot race. This is Rose going back. He's going to slow this one down. He's going to kick this one back out to Guest. Guest is going to take a look. He's going to carry this one up. Guys are crisscrossing on the ice, which is great. Sabres out there with Miracle. Miracle playing himself out front of the net. David Duggan now has a puck, trying to get loose puck. Can't quite get this one out. Now come the Knights now. They're trying to flick this one down, knock down a high stick. They're going to touch this one. It'll be a high stick, and this will go back into the corner. As a conversation happens on the half-board inside. 1:35 remaining in the second period. 1-1, 30 seconds remaining in the period. This is Wrangler Hockey from the Ranch in Kingston, Ontario. Again, thank you so much for joining us here. Again, the goal scorers in the first period, Hayden Rivette with an assist from Rose and Duggan. That was at 16:30. Face-off won by the Knights. They keep it in at the line, long dump in. Neal easily handles that one, keeps the puck in play as they now work this out. This is Lance Brown. He's going to carry through the neutral zone. He's got Miracle with him and Rivette. Rivette on the far side over to Suve. Suve now can't control on the half-board. Knocked down at the line by Grimbleby. He keeps it in. Miracle's got to give him a hand on the far side. This is now Rivette. Rivette long shot off the leg of Javanas as he hammers this one down. Neal tried to come out to play this one, didn't. Grimbleby's going to pick this one up. 1 minute remaining as we are back to even hockey. Shot around the half-board, grabbed by the Knights on the half-board. They're looking for the inside. They can't find it. Now it's turned over. Out come the Wranglers again. This is Rivette. Rivette works around the outside. Long shot in. Javanas is going to hang on to this one with 47 seconds remaining. As Rubidoux now tries to get into his face to get the play to stop. Face off now to the left-hand side of Javanas now. This is David Duggan stepping in on the draw. Knocked down. Grimbleby's going to get this one. Long shot. Tip. Oh, just misses wide as they work around the outside. This is Payne now in the on the side. Stepped in from the, this is Rubidoux now. Now the Knights are getting this one back out. 30 seconds remaining in the period. David Duggan keeps his man on the outside, gives his man a hit and hits him hard. There was a hard slash, no call. Everybody actually stopped for that. No call. Kept in at the line by the Knights. Now a long dump in. Nope, Wrangler's going to keep them on the outside, and Neal's going to scoop this one up. There's going to be a conversation regarding some of the stick work here. We can't stress again how much in the training camp that the Wranglers worked on about plugging up that shooting lane, and everybody getting back to plug this up was one of the bigger problems the Wranglers had last year. Just too many shots on net and not blocking in those lanes. But they have done a fantastic job this year. Coach Majors has been all over them on that. Face-off won by David Duggan as he pounds this one out. Long shot by the Knights off a leg to the right-hand side of Neal. Now out come the Wranglers again. A one-on-one. This is Suve. Shoots it wide. And at the end of 2 periods, hard hit in the corner as we have a small tangle up here. There was a big hit at the end. Small gathering at the far end now. Not sure if anything's going to come out of that. We'll find out at the end of the period. Again, at the end of 2, 1-1 Knights and your Wranglers. And we'll be back shortly after the intermission show. We're back. Start of the third period. 1-1. Goal scorer for Kingston Wranglers, Hayden Rivette, who's standing there talking to the referee at center ice. Shots are 21 for the Wranglers, 25 for the Knights. As we're getting ready to get started here, top line comes out. Rivette's going off on that one. Sauvé, Brown, Sauvé, Brown, and Rivette. Face off won by the Knights. Dumped in. Now they work around the outside. This is the Knights now going in behind the net, left to right. In behind Neal. They work around the outside. Brown now pushes his guy out. Grimbleby now steps in on his man. And they get this one out. Rivette can't quite get this one out. Back into the corner now. Now it's a race in behind the net. As Grimbleby takes his man, Dershire is going to shoot this one around. And Sauvé now gets the puck on the half board. He goes around the net. New speedy winger, brand new player here for the Wranglers. Lance Brown keeps a pressure on his man and Hayden Rivette. Kicked up through the neutral zone now. Here come the Knights. Drop pass now. Sauvé chases his man. Long shot. Neal's going to grab that one. And face-off will be to the left-hand side of Neal. Austin Neal, again, back from last season. Las Vegas native. Again, hello to everyone in Vegas. You'll see this on the tape game. Face-off now, the left-hand side. Your captain, David Duggan, stepping in. Wins the draw, but controlled by the Knights. Back to the point, long shot. Hits a body. Again, plugging up the shooting lanes. Here comes David Duggan on the outside, over to Guest. This is Guest now looking for the outlet pass. Does right in. This is Payne now trying to battle his way. In behind the net, knocked off the puck. They're going to shoot this one around now. Rose is going to step in. Quick snap shot. Battle out front. Payne can't get a stick on it. Now they're going to clear it all the way back. Miracle out there. He's going to one-touch this in. Guest tries to get it. Here comes the big Ryan Miracle icing. Not quite sure how that was icing, as it was shot in just over the red line. 18:37. Face-off will be on the left-hand side of Neal. Ryan Miracle stepping in on the draw. Pushes his man back, but won by the Knights. Long shot. Tipped off to the side now. Neal knocks that one through the crease. Now he's able to keep it out. Wranglers get this one out. Now here comes Ryan Miracle. He's going to cut through the neutral zone. He's got Payne with him. Nice quick drop pass, quick snapshot. Sorry, that was Saber. He's going to knock this one up and over. Doolin now can't get this one out. They're changing. Wranglers able to push this one out. This is Stanton now. Deflection wide into the corner. Pushed through by the Wranglers, but controlled by the Knights now into the shooting zone. Big hit through the middle there. That was Rose that missed that. Long shot from the point. As the Knights now controlling, they're trying to get this one down. Long shot, blocker saved by Neal. Knocks out one into the corner now. Again, they keep battling on the side. That was Doolin. Into the shooting zone, they can't get it. Again, they plugged up the side there. Neal's able to control this. Penalty coming up. As we got some swinging and some sticks here. Not sure who the penalty's on. There's a lot of stick action there. It's going to be a high stick. No one's in the box. Oh, now they're putting somebody in the box there. Mackenzie Stanton going in the box, so it's going to be a power play for the Knights. 17:41. Face off, won by Lance Brown in the corner and tipped out. Now it's a foot race. This is David Duggan now trying to push through. Battles his man all the way through. He has nobody with him. He's trying to get this. He can't. Wranglers going to now back up. Grimbleby, Dershire, Lance Brown, and Duggan out there on the power play. Power kill, sorry. Puck tipped away into the corner. Controlled by the Knights. Back to the side. This is Burns now. Goes from point to point. They're trying to find their way in now. Again, plugging up the neutral zone. Neal's going to easily blocker that one into the corner. As Duggan now pushes his way through, they still dig this one in. Knights back to the point now to the shooting zone, trying to find their way through. They can't. Wranglers now push this one into the corner now. Huge battle there. Jershire goes into the side. Knights still control. 1 minute remaining in the penalty. Back to Burns now. They work to the outside. In come the Knights. Quick shot. Off a leg again. Plugging up that shooting zone. They try to work this one around the outside. They finally do. Now they get it out. David Duggan's going to long shoot this one in. Guest comes out. Rubidor comes out. Sauvé. As they work around the outside now, tipped away. They almost got this one out. That was Sauvé. Almost got that. They couldn't. Guest tried to help him out. Now Guest on the half board. He's going to turn fire this one all the way down. 25 seconds remaining in the penalty. 16 minutes even in the third. 1-1. Knights and Wranglers. Here on Black Bear TV. Knights tangle up over their own guys. They can't come in. They try to work around the outside. Knocked down and shot out. What a great play by Sauvé. He's going to be popular with the fans here in Kingston. Ryan Miracle out there now. He's out there with Sabre. Now we're back 5-on-5 hockey. Knights control on the outside. Ryan Miracle gets that one out. He's hacked. No call. Battles his man on the side of the net. Knights try to work this one on the outside. 15-21 remaining. Now here come the Wranglers. Puck's kept out and turned over. That was Doolin pressing his man. Sabre also out there chasing guys around. They're trying to get this one down. Knights control on the outside. Long shot easily kicked away by Neal out of play. 15:04 remaining in the third period. Wranglers, everybody's changing on this one. Out comes the top line. It'll be Sauvé, Brown, and Rivette. Lance Brown, the center on this line. Again, the returning Wrangler from last year. Face off, won by Brown on the side. This is Hayden Rivette now on the half board. Flicks this out, can't get out. Gerard keeps it at the point. Knocked back down. This is going to be an icing call. Easy icing call at 14:52. Again, thank you so much for joining us here at the ranch. Again, we apologize for some of the problems that we've been having tonight. Opening night jitters. We'll get this one. Face off now to the left-hand side of Neal. Face off, won by the Knights, but controlled by the Wranglers. As they try to get this one out, they almost do. Puck bounces again, plugging up the neutral zone. Nice play by Hayden Rivette. He's going to fall and one-hand this one over. This is Sauvé now. He works around the outside. Nice toe drag, knocked off the puck. He controls around the net and still battles his man. Nice pass back to the line. This is Grimbleby now. Long shot. And Gervanis is now going to tangle that one up and hang on to it at 14:27. Great opportunity for the Wranglers on this one. As the line of Ryan, Miracles, Sabre, and Doolin now come out on the D, you got Robidoux and Rose. Face off, won by the Wranglers, but shot out by the Knights. Rose tries to get that one over, turned back over, and in come the Knights now. Sabre's going to back this one up. One touch pass in by Doolin. Now it's a foot race. This is now Bedard. Doolin's going to almost bump his man off there as big Ryan Miracle comes in. Sabre now keeps this one in. He's going to chase his man into the corner. That's Steven Sabre. Knights try to get this one out now. It's going to be a pinch by Rose. He keeps it in. Nice control. This is Ryan Miracle. Shoots. Oh, just pops up. Almost had an opportunity to get in there. Great forward checking by the Wranglers tonight. As Ryan Miracle and Doolin now both try. Now the Knights are going to come out 3-on-3 again. We talked about it. Wranglers are all getting back now. Guest now with a great turnover. He's got a little support with Doolin. He's been out there for a while. Off the leg. Doolin now controls. Tries to put anything on that. Barely gets across into Javanis. He's going to hang on to this thing. 13:26 remaining of the third period. 1-1. As the Wranglers' only goal was Hayden Rivette now back in the first period. Austin Rose and Duggan on the assist on that one. David Duggan wins the draw, puts a quick shot on net. Watch David Duggan in training camp this year, worked so hard on those face-offs. He got pushed around last year a little bit. He's got some size to him this year, a little more strength. As he's now quite in control of the face-off. Won again by David Duggan as a pass across. Now we get a foot race, breakaway. Neal knocks that one down. Again, secondary support by the Wranglers. And we talked about this 100 times, where the secondary support coming in for the Wranglers. Last year, they would have left that sitting there. But as you can see, Wranglers are getting back on this one. And again, we're all caught up. Face off to the right-hand side of Neal. 13:07 to the third. 1-1 tie. Duggan in for the draw. Face off. Won by David Duggan again, but controlled by the Knights. They try to go point to point. Knocked down, now controlled. Here comes Payne. Payne puts it up to Guess now. One-on-one long shot by Guess. Javanis is going to grab that one, put it back into play. Knights are now going to circle. Wranglers get back. Guess is going for the quick change. He does. Gets it in. Hayden Rivette comes out for him now. They put it across the middle now. One-touch pass. 2-on-2. They're getting back on this one. Grimbleby one-touch pass. They can't get through. Again, lots of sticks in the shooting lane there for the Wranglers. One pass. Neal comes out, stands his ground on that one. Nice blocker save as they go back. This is now Burns on the outside. Long shot. Again, off a body. Now it's a kick. This is Hayden Rivette now on a race. Can't. He's pushed off the play. No interference, Carroll, on that one. As Grimbleby pushes his man off to the left-hand side of Neal as he wraps around the outside now. Knight still in control of the puck. They try to work this one out. Again, Wranglers back. They square up. Long shot. Neal's going to knock that one down, and look at the support from the Wranglers. Now it's a foot race. This is going to be icing. After that missed icing call in the second period by the referees, they're pretty tight on the Wranglers on this time. 12 minutes remaining of the third period, 12:01 to be exact. Face off to the left-hand side of Neal. As they're taking their time lining up on this one, everyone's pretty tired. Face off won by the Wranglers, and here they come. This is Duggan, long shot, misses wide. Javanis now, he's going to one-time this one again, can't get it through, and they're going to keep this in at the line. That was Dershire now, but here come the Knights, 3-on-2. They work around the outside. Nice, great play. They kept to the outside. He pushes through. Again, little battle out front there. That's Austin Rose now battling his man hard. Turnover. Here come the Wranglers now, 2-on-2. Long shot again. Javanis kicks that one off in the corner. It was David Duggan with the shot. He's hit. Quick shot from Lance Brown and kept in at the line by Grimbleby. He's going to work his way around. He walks in. Nice, low shot. Hayden Rivette now got that one free. Almost got through. Saber out there now for the Wranglers. He's going to hit his man right by the bench, and Lance Brown keeps this in. Hayden Rivette now works around the outside. He's got a little bit of room. He's looking for it. He's going to dump this in and behind the net. Knights now try to recover. They can't. Rivette now is going to control that one. Grimbleby yells for it. He's covered. They're going to go low. Lance Brown now looking for the outlet pass. Can't find it. Misses Rivette. And also misses Austin Rose at the back. Now it's a foot race. Rose is going to pick this one up, go around the net. He's looking for the outlet pass. Wranglers are changing as the Miracle Saber and Doolin line come out. Now put back in. Grimbleby is going to step up on this one. Knocks his man to the ice now. Saber now is going to put this one around. Wranglers in control. Here they go. Ryan Miracle now foot race into the corner. He beats his man. Avoids the check on the referee. Turned over, or on the goalie. Doolin now tries to help out. Saber, nice, great turnover. He's going to control this one. Nice hands on this Saber kid, as he's going to dump this one and go for the change. Guest now comes out. Also on the back end, Rubidoux. Icing, no, waved off, touch as it goes around. Rubidoux now is going to play this one hard around the outside. Guest missed the assignment on the half board and controlled by the Knights. Halfway through the third period now is kicked out. As the Knights try to find this one in, Guest now pushes through his man. Looks to the outside, nice, off the foot and up over the net by Doolin. As David Duggan also out there now, he's going to chase his man. Change back in here. This is Payne now here on his line. Payne's going to push his man off. 2-on-2. They're working around the outside now. Wranglers closing up that shooting lane. They do. Neal knocks that one away easily, and they work it out. Now Roquette back. And this is the Knights now controlling. David Duggan one-on-one there. They put it on the far side. Knights now come out. Wranglers caught changing. 2-on-2. Now they close up the zone there. That was Jershire. They're going to flick this one out. Now it's going to be a foot race. Icing. Puck's not going to make it. Wranglers complete their change. Lance Brown, he's going to pick that off. Here comes Lance Brown on the outside, the centerman. Centerman on the top line here. They turn this one back over. It's kept in. David Duggan he gets hit by his man. He keeps it nice and calm. And now come the Knights again. They step up. This is Rivette stepping up on his man. They knock it out. Jershire tried to get his man. It's in. It's up off the stick and out of play at 8:40 of the third period. 1-1 still here at the Ranch at the Cataraqui Center in Kingston, Ontario. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear. Face off, left-hand side. This is Brown stepping in on the draw, wins the draw, puts it on the far side. Mackenzie Statton now has it. He's going to fight his man to the corner. Quick drop, out walks the Knights out of the corner. Neal easily closes the door, and that one is a shot right through the crease again. No chance. The Wranglers closing all those shooting lanes as Rivette now battles his man through over the zone. Still controls the puck. Somehow that's offside. Not sure how that was offside. Linesman said it was Sauvé. I guess we were kind of watching Rivette here. Lance Brown's going to step in. He's out there with Sauvé, Rivette. On the point, Grimbleby and Stanton. Grimbleby goes across. Oh, fake shot there. Might have fanned on that a little bit. He turns it over now. Now it's a 3-on-2. Neal hangs on to that. Again, even with the misplay at the line, Wranglers had numbers back, which is great. And Neal will save those all day long as the shooting lane stays plugged and things get knocked down. Out comes line 3 for the Wranglers. This is Saber, Miracle, and Doolin. Again, 5 defensemen only for the Wranglers tonight. Short bench. Long shot in from the outside, knocked down in the zone. Neal now knocks that one down, keeps control. Wranglers now clear. Javas is going to come out and play this one. As Doolin was on the far side of that. Shot in by Saber. Doolin now on the forecheck. In behind the net now. Knights have to spin away from him. And they're going to crisscross on that. Now Miracle steps in. One touch pass. Now it's a foot race back. This is Rubidoux. He's going to hit the brakes, change direction on this. Knights now gain control into the shooting lane. Their turnover now. Here come the Wranglers. Little hit behind the play now on the far side. Backhand in. That was Doolin. Chases his man. They're going to shoot this one hard and outside. Now Grimbleby backing up. He's out there with Jershire. Miracle comes back as well. Wranglers have the numbers back. 7:09 remaining of the third period. Nice bump there by Jershire in the corner. The Knights are taking their time, trying to set this one up. They can't. Grimbleby now tries to get away from his player. He does. Controlled by the Knights. They try to work it out front. They can't. Neal, nice save. Nice save again by Neal. Standing his ground. 2 shots, glove and a pad save. Neal, great left to right motion. Again, Neal will see it. He will grab it. As the Knights now still control, work around the outside. Again, Neal knocks that one into the corner. Grimbleby now slaps that one away down the middle. This will be icing at 6:25 of the third period, 1-1. Neal definitely standing his ground for the Wranglers tonight. Great time. Face-off will take place on the left-hand side of Neal. Again, on the icing call, you get to choose your side. Miracle now stepping in on the draw. Miracle wins the draw, pushes off to the side. Grimbleby can't get through as he's tangled up with his man. Saber now tries to push his man out. He can't over. Doolin now tries to plug that out. Neal kicks that one away, but kept in at the line by the Knights. Knights now work on the outside. They're trying to find their way in. They can't. Worked on the outside now. Long shot from the point. Neal Easily handles that one as it's deflected wide. Miracle can't get this one on the half board, now controlled by the Knights. Wranglers have guys back. It's perfect. Burns into the corner. Stanton comes out. One touch pass. They can't. They got 3 guys all over the guy in the shooting lane there as the Wranglers close that up. Long shot off a pad into the corner. Knocked away by Jershire. Now kicked on the outside. Kept in by the Knights. Battle. 2 Knights back in behind the defenseman, and Neal's going to grab that one and hang on to it at 5:33 of the third period. Face off now to the left-hand side again of Neal. As the Wranglers get some fresh bodies out there, they're going to put out Payne, Duggan, and Guest now. Stanton out there on the point. Face off, push through by the Knights. Controlled, they go low body there. They tried to shoot, it's knocked away again. Miracle bangs this one off. Guest now gets it out. Now it's a foot race. Straight up foot race now, and he is beat. That was Payne trying to beat the play in. Payne, Duggan, and Emma Guest out there on the forward line. Stanton and Rose on the point. 5:17 remaining of the third period, 1-1 tie. Face off, won by Duggan into the corner now. Ties up his man as it goes back to the point. Knights can't keep it in at the line. They have to back up now. Guest on the 1-4 check. Linesman, the defenseman blows a tire. Guest takes advantage off the leg. He tries to work it out. It's in the crease. He scores! David Duggan! 5 minutes even. And your captain puts the Wranglers up by 1. The team's leading scorer. As David Duggan cleaned up a great turnover by Guess. Payne took a swipe with that. That's a group effort in the front. And of course, your captain buried that one as the Wranglers take a late third-party lead. As Rivette now carries this win. Long shot into the chest of Javanis. He's going to hang on to that one. 4:52 remaining at the home opener here for the Wranglers in Kingston. This is Brown now, wins the draw, shoots it into the corner. Now they're going to work this in. This is Rivette. Now the Knights are going to control. They're going to carry this one out now. Here come the Knights. One touch pass in. They can't handle that. Now it's slapped away by Rubidoux. Rubidoux can't get his puck out now. Knights trying to find their way in. Guy left out front. Quick shot. Tipped. Neal standing his ground, and they're going to jam on this one. As again, bodies back for the Wranglers. They're going to plug that shooting lane up. And if you give Neal even a breathing room, he's going to get over and get that. We didn't get a chance to see a lot of Neal last year. Duggan, Guest, and Payne were all on that one. That was Wisconsin coming in asking who scored that goal. We're just like an instant replay up here in the booth. In come the Knights now. And turned over. This is Hayden Rivette now. He's going to carry this one. He's going to work on the outside. Skates right through his man. Knocks his guy in the corner. Bangs his guy in the corner. Now he's going to take on 3 Knights. Now they all come in. And Rivette throws all 3 away. As now there's a tangle up here. No call on the play on that one. 2 guys got tangled up. As Rubidoux now controls behind. 4 minutes remaining of the third. Rubidoux shoots it right down the middle and controlled by the Knights. Here they come. They shoot wide of Neal into the side. Neal gives his 2 cents to Rubidoux on that one to make sure he gets the puck out as they protect the 1-goal lead. And Neal flashes the leather and grabs that one at 3:47 remaining of the third period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here at the ranch. Face off now to the right-hand side of Neal. This is Duggan now stepping in. Duggan, Payne, Guest out there. Last goal scorers, they're coming. Guess is going to shoot this one. Oh, the door almost was left open. They got it closed, though. That was a dangerous situation. We saw that last year here when it was, I can't remember who got knocked to the boards there, but the door was open, got injured, and he was gone for well over half the season. Make sure those doors get closed on the light line change. Face-off will now take place to the left-hand side, 3:27 of the third period. David Duggan stepping in on this one. And they push this one through. Controlled in deep. Stanton back out there as Knights try to bang this one. High stick. No call. As Stanton took a stick right in the face. He's got his face covered. He's heading to the bench. No call. As Guest tries to bang his guy through. He does. Payne takes a hit along the boards now. Stanton now gets off the ice. And here comes the Knights. They're trying to push hard to the outside now. Wranglers back with numbers. Nice hit. That was a great body check by Rose. Again, knocking his man off. Again, great play. As now we have a penalty coming up as Rose finished his check. And there was some exception taken here by number 34 for the Knights. Frustration boiled over as he cross-checked. Rose from behind as the coach, Mark Majors, has a quick conversation. Great power play opportunity here for the Wranglers at 2:48, up by 1 in the third period. Have to remember, though, the Knights did score a shorthanded goal. As the power play unit comes out, we got Rivette on the ice. He's out there with Ryan Miracle. Sauve's out there. Lance Brown is the forward back on the point, and Grimbleby now comes out. Face off. One. Long shot in by Grimbleby, tipped just to the outside by Hayden Rivette. Again, he scored in the first period. David Duggan with the second goal. As Ryan Miracle stepping in on the draw on this one. Face off, one. Now it's a foot race. Grimbleby has to get back to get this one back. Knights do control one-on-one, but back come the numbers. Again, they're on the penalty kill. All right, here come the Wranglers now. This is Rivette on the outside. Toe drag by Miracle to get inside. Miracle now tries to fight his way through, doesn't. Rivette now controls on the half board. He's bumped, kept in at the line. Carried in by Lance Brown. Quick shot and into the glove of Javanas. He hangs on to that one. Actually, we just noticed that the last penalty there was a 5-minute major. So the Wranglers will finish this on the power play. We didn't even see the player leave. We don't even know what the call was. But obviously a major. David Duggan now on the ice out there with Guest. As they now work around the outside. This is now Guest controlling in the corner. Rubidoux can't control that one. Bouncing puck offside now. Shot back in. Two minutes remaining of the third period. Wranglers up by 1 in their home opener. On the power play for the rest of the game. 5-minute major. Face off won by David Duggan and shot in by Sabre. Sabre now chases his defenseman into the corner. Pushes his man off. He pushes all the way through. As Guest comes in for support on the half board. David Duggan now back to the point. Rubidoux back across to his partner. That's Rose. Long shot. Misses the net. They're going to reset back up. This is David Duggan now to Guest. Guest now controls. He's going to go low down to David Duggan. He's going to walk out of the backhand. Low. Javanos can't find it. They're going to dig for this one. And now we have a small battle in here. Obviously, the goalie didn't have the puck. That was another thing they worked on, was a little more aggressive around the net. The Wranglers, they seemed to get bumped around last year, but kind of a new attitude, which is great to see. Power play unit coming back out. Lance Brown, Rivette, Miracle back out there, Grimbleby, and Sauve. Knights want the puck outside. They're not going to get it. Face off to the right-hand side of the Javanas. This is Miracle now stepping in on the draw. Face-off pushed through by Miracle as the Knights control in behind the net. They're going to control this one. Knocked down by Grimbleby. Long shot. Javanis, had trouble hanging on to that one. If he just looked at the back door, Ryan Miracle was off to the side waiting for that 1:28 remaining of the third period. Time of the penalty doesn't matter. It's a 5-minute major. They will be on this power play now to the end of the game. Miracle steps in, pushes this one through, one controlled by the Knights. They try to put this one up. Grimbleby misses it. Now it's a foot race. Lance Brown has to get back. He's going to stop in behind the net now. Lance Brown now, the speedy center, is going to carry this one through the neutral zone. He's going to kill the clock down. Goes across. This is now Hayden Rivette now. He's going to carry it in over the line. Long shot, misses wide. As Lance Brown steps in, one touch. Now it's a 1-on-2. This is Miracle getting back and clogging up the zone. Neal's going to stop that one again. Miracle, as the two players on the far side, Grimbleby and the player, get tangled up. They're continuing to battle. Knights player a little slow getting up. As here comes Sauvé. Sauvé now working around the outside. He's got Rivette with him. Sauvé's just going to try and get it over the line, dumps it back in. Now into the corner. We're into 38 seconds remaining. Long shot by Rivette into the side. Guess is going to speed over, get that one. They're going to back this one up. They're going to kill the clock off. 27 seconds remaining. Grimbleby's going to put this one on the stick of Sauvé. He's going to go back. As the Wranglers, well, we're not out of this yet. 20 seconds. They're going to kill this clock off if they can. Now it's a foot race. 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Icing call. 8.5 seconds remaining. 2-1 for the Wranglers. Timeout being called by the Knights. Which is probably a very smart play here by the Knights as they try to do something here. They're shorthanded still. Wranglers putting the big boys on the edge. Yep, Javanis is in the net now. Knights are coming out with 5 players. David Duggan out there with Lance Brown. Grimbleby, Rivette. Left-hand side of Neal. This will be the last face-off, hopefully. Duggan pushes his man to the corner now. They're going to tangle this one up. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Puck comes free. This is Rivette now getting away. And for the first time in Wrangler history, the Kingston Wranglers win their home opener. And following tradition, the Wranglers head down to the far end with the super fan. This started last year. It's an amazing tradition they have here. Again, thank you so much for joining us here. Wranglers win their home opener 2-1. And we will catch you next time. For the Kingston Wranglers, this is Bill Newman and cameraman Randy. And we will see you next time. Thank you so much.